What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to protect your cool weather plants from the blazing sun. And I figured what better day to film this episode than today, because it is a hot one today. It's 91 degrees and there's nothing we can do about it. It's basically just, it's hot. There's no reprieve. There's hardly a breeze. It is just baking down and beaming down like a laser beam on our garden today. And so I'm out here sweating it out for you guys. So make sure to throw a like up there if you do enjoy this video, because it certainly helps spread this video around to more people. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to protect your cool weather plants from the hot sun. There's 3 ways that you can do it very simply. There's other ways as well, but I'm gonna give you the top 3 ways to do it so you can take this information and take it right out into your garden and hopefully protect your plants, because I know I'm not alone. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Our spinach has already gone to seed. Our spinach is already gone to seed. There's nothing we can do about it. There's no way that we can bring that back. The spinach season, it's over. It's over. And so yeah, it's a little discouraging because we only got 1 harvest from it before it went to seed. It just was like, it was growing beautifully. We had a salad. We went on a 2-day vacation, came back, boom, gone. So, and that's because, you know, spinach pretty much will bolt in anything over 70 degrees. It is not a warm weather loving plant. But on the flip side, we do have some cool weather plants that can tolerate a little warmer weather. Things like lettuce, things like arugula, things like cilantro, even radishes can tolerate some cool weather, and they won't necessarily go to seed right away. Yes, they will if they're kept in those conditions for a long period of time. But most of the time in early season like this, in like early June, late May, a lot of times it's a heat wave. It's here and gone, and we get back to our normal seasonal weather. And in fact, that's what's gonna happen. After 2 days of this, we're gonna get back down into, you know, low to high 50s at night, and we're gonna be getting into like, you know, mid to upper 60s during the day. And so that's very seasonal, and that's not going to stress these out to cause them to go to seed for 3 or 4 more weeks. So we're gonna get a lot of season out of them still, but if we don't do anything at all, guaranteed they're gonna get bitter and they're gonna go to seed. So the first way that you can protect your plants is by watering regularly. Now, there's a specific time you wanna water. You can't just water all the time, because if you do, you can actually cause way more harm than good. The 2 times you don't wanna water are at night and during the heat of the day. The reason why you don't water at night is because of disease. The water stays on the leaves, it attracts things like slugs. It's just not a good thing. Watering during the heat of the day can be bad because the water actually magnifies the sun and it can burn your leaves. The best time to water is in the early morning. That's because it allows the time for the plants to actually dry off, the leaves will dry off, and any remaining water has time to soak into the soil. Deep soaking your soil in the early morning is a great way to keep your soil cool. And that's because damp soil that is well aerated, very loose and fluffy, it actually will help to buffer the soil from the outside temperatures. On a 100-degree day, your soil might be 60 to 70 degrees. There's that big of a temperature difference when the soil is damp, and that's because the moisture in the soil is a wonderful insulator. It actually absorbs that heat and doesn't allow it to bake and radiate. So dry soil is not your friend. Water in the mornings, you're gonna thank me. The second way that you can protect your plants is with shade cloth. So this is shade cloth. Shade cloth is finely woven strips of material that help to block the sun. Now, this is a 60% shade cloth, and that means that 40% of the sun's energy can go through and actually touch the plants. That way they can still grow and photosynthesize, but they're gonna grow and photosynthesize much, much less, because they're being basically restricted from 60% of the sun's energy, which is, in our case, very good, because I don't want 100% of whatever's happening for these next 2 or 3 days, because it's way too hot. And so this is essentially going to simulate some shade. And now you can get anywhere from 10% upwards of 100% shade cloth, 10% being the least amount of shade, and just very, very light, 100% being total shade or blackout shade cloth. And that could be, you know, anything from a tarp or a bed sheet, like what we're going to talk about. But that's 100% block, and that's really good. It's not great if you're going to leave it on for a long period of time, because the plants do need to grow and photosynthesize. If you put too much shade on them, they're going to be stressed. But like I said, for a heat wave for 2 or 3 days, they're going to be totally fine, and they're gonna thank you. So if you've got any of this on hand, shade cloth is a fantastic way to protect your plants. You can just basically take it and drape it over your plants if you want to, or you can put it on a stake. These have little grommets, so I can actually put them up on stakes and support them so that the shade cloth is actually suspended 2, 3, 4 feet off the plants. Or like I said, you can literally just take it and drape it over your plants. And during the heat of the day, I don't really care because I'm not going for aesthetics, I'm going for protection. And so you can actually just literally take it and just drape it over these plants and they're gonna be fine. And so then once the heat of the day ends, you're talking like 5 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you can take it off and let the plants have 100% of the remaining sunlight. But during the heat of the day, I like to cover my plants because it is super, super hot out. All right, and here's the third and final way to protect your plants from the heat, and that's using a bed sheet. So just like you protect your plants from a late frost, a bed sheet can work exactly the same way to protect your plants against heat. So all we've done here is we got 4 little posts because we have a fitted bed sheet. It's got the elastic in there that always strings back on you. And so we're gonna basically make a little tent with 4 stakes here. So if you have a flat bed sheet, you can literally just drape it over your plants like you would with the shade cloth, and that's gonna work out great. But if you have a fitted bed sheet like this, it's a little stretchy and hard to pull and it kind of springs back on you. So I just took these posts, put them into the ground here, basically just surrounding the lettuce that I wanted to protect. And then I'm just going to basically tuck them in for the remainder of the heat wave. Just gonna put them to bed here. So I'm just gonna stretch this over and just like you would a bed, stretch this across. It's very, very simple to do and very, very effective. All right, there we go. Just like that. You can pull it tight. So there you go. There are 3 easy ways to protect your plants from the heat. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. If you did, make sure to throw a like up there. And also, I really hope that you're staying cool and hydrated. I cannot stress the importance of staying hydrated on days like this. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're staying cool during the hottest part of the day, during the heat of the day, and make sure that you're not overworking yourself. Heat stroke is not a joke, and I really don't want to hear any stories about it from any of my viewers this year. So make sure that you protect yourself from the heat, know when too much is too much, and know when to go inside. It's okay, your garden can wait, and it's probably gonna do just fine with you inside. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. And as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. We'll catch you all later. See ya.